in what was happening this week, and it was around meetings with banks and stuff like that. Stuff in the past that I would have felt a bit like a kid in an adult's world. Yeah, I'm talking about really grown-up things like mortgages and stuff like that. And I would have very much put people like that on a pedestal. You know, if they were using terminology that I didn't fully understand, and I would put a huge amount of, and I did in my 20s, put a huge amount of trust and faith in institutions like that, and then realizing that that was not a good idea. It was a little bit like recognizing that being real me in that, being this me, meant that I didn't feel any inequality in that whatsoever. I still had not so much when I was, have to Google half the words that they were using, but but I didn't feel greater than or less than in that space. It was showing me loads of different areas that I had grown, where I didn't have this self-consciousness that would definitely have been present in the past. One of the guys, financial advisor, so an accountant and a barrister. You can imagine the wealth of his knowledge, yeah? I definitely in the past would have felt intimidated by somebody like that. He's on our side, but I would have felt intimidated. And something today, I was recognizing something of just being a little bit more in my power meant that just didn't even enter the space. I know hardly anything about law. I know even less about accounting. Yeah. And yet that felt okay. So in my thinking about that today, I noticed this in the cycle this morning, I'd fallen into a trap of doing something I hadn't done in ages, right? Which was, I was trying to think ahead and I was imagining the meeting. I was imagining how this was going to go, what I would say, and if they came with this, I would do this, this sort of thing. And I realised about halfway up Leeson Street what I was doing, and I was like, you're giving yourself a headache, trying to think of what's going to happen. And I realised I was really ungrounded. And it happened like this. This happened overnight. As I was thinking about this meeting, trying to prepare and preempt what would happen. I suddenly caught it and I was like, what are you doing? You don't need to do this anymore. You can just show up, rock on in there and deal with it as it happens. And that'll be fine. And as soon as I remembered that, I was like, oh yeah, that's new me. Yeah. But it was so interesting just watching how it unfolded. This old pattern of going into my mind. How would I handle it? Completely ungrounded me. Until I remembered, Emer, what are you thinking? Where are you going with this? Because some of my thinking was negative. It was complete imagination. It was so lovely to catch that and go, no, I don't need to do that anymore. No idea what's going to happen to me. Just come back to the present. Pay attention to cycling. Yeah. And I got to the office here and I dropped my bike off and then I walked across town to the bank where the meeting was happening. And I just became really, really present. I was like, whatever happens, happens. There's no decisions to be made today. You're just finding out stuff. It's whatever. And I just began to relax a little bit more. It was like I had enough of experience of me handling things fairly well to be able to trust that you'll probably handle this fairly well as well. It was a reminder of that state of being. Whatever state of being that I had developed that's working fairly well, it was a reminder that this is the way that you are in the world now. The old way of going back up into your mind and getting stressed about it or imagining all these scenarios and what can go wrong and what would you say, it doesn't work. But it was so interesting how that was triggered to me. Another test. So on this journey, we will look at many, many aspects of ourselves. We will look at and heal and conquer loads of different things in ourselves. And then every now and then, even with something that we've previously conquered, it might just crop up again when some new situation that you haven't handled before comes up. And this old little program might start running again until we catch it. Until we remind ourselves, no, I have a new way of dealing with that now. Works better. How's this sounding? That really what we're developing is this state of being. A really reliable state of being that matches the different qualities that we want to be, that matches how we want to live, that matches the outcomes or experiences that we're wanting to have. And that are just consistently applying that, allowing to adjust whenever necessary. Whenever we get a new piece of information, it might want to adjust a little bit. But overall, that's really what we're talking about. How my soul can be here and do well and be happy. No matter what test comes up, no matter what happens in life. And there are many, many things and many, many ways we get tested and challenged and all of that. But when we have that state of being, and we're leading with that, then we have our best chance for getting best outcome that matches us, that matches what's really true for us or matches what we really want, no matter what the situation.